Alright, today we're going to look at Unit 3 ePortfolios, or what we call digital portfolios, and how they're used in the classroom for 21st century learners. You all will have a requirement to create your own portfolio, but today we're going to talk a little bit before we get into that as far as what it means for students to have a portfolio. We're also going to think about what should be in a portfolio and what students should take with them. First thing we're going to look at is I want to show you a sample of a Web 2.0 tool called LiveBinders. LiveBinders is a really good tool because it has a whole lot of information. You can search for various topics, subject areas. This could also be a place that it's free, and so you could use this also for students to collect information. As a teacher, I just wanted to show you this. This was put up by another teacher, but there are tons of resources for you to use in your classroom. This teacher made a portfolio essentially of free technology tools for teachers. So you can look at the video tools and you can see that you can embed pictures in. What I'm using right now to do this voice tutorial video is actually Screencast-O-Matic, and it takes you live to the page, so you basically can embed the page information. Animoto is another one you probably heard of, looked at in classroom. We're going to look at some of these QR codes. There's a bunch of different things in here, but you see that you can create multiple things inside of each tab. So it's a way to either organize information or just create your own digital portfolio using LiveBinders. So that was just a Web 2.0 example I wanted to show you. This is actually looking at the types of portfolios. This is an article that you were supposed to read as part of your reading for the unit, but it talks about using portfolios in the classroom. Specifically, it defines that it's a purposeful collection of student work demonstrating student achievement or growth as characterized by a strong vision of content. Emphasis here is on content. What the student displays to you that makes you know they understand the content of what you want them to get out of your class. The three most common types are the working portfolio, which contains class projects that they're working on, which is a little bit what we looked at with the LiveBinder. A display portfolio, which showcases samples of the student's best work. That is what they did in the class for you. And an assessment portfolio, which presents the work demonstrating the student has met specific learning goals and requirements. This one is actually what you all will be doing using the Google site, creating your own portfolio there. The article continues on. It goes into the process of developing a portfolio. Again, emphasis is on, as you as a teacher, is the content that you make for the emphasis for the students. Why electronic portfolios and what age groups? Lots of discussion about age groups, but at this day and age with 21st century learning, there really isn't too much of a cap. They usually, third and fourth graders can start doing type portfolios and see the progression of their work, which is what a lot of districts are moving towards, which is a good thing. Make sure you realize this is not a digital scrapbook. This is not a place just to put everything that you have. This is supposed to be something that keeps all of your best work visible for others to see. Okay, let's take a look at your Google portfolio. I posted a video on the announcements so that you can see how to do this, but we did it in class, so it should be pretty straightforward as far as creating the site. Just make sure you submit the link to your portfolio and you insert the required information. That is part of the rubric that I have to grade on. We also talked about in class the inspiration map. Using inspiration, if you don't have it, you can download the 30-day trial to use until we can get back in the lab, or you can use it at any of the UHCL labs. It is also available there if you haven't been able to purchase it. Make sure you use the resize image that you did in Unit 2 as the main bubble. Enter in the information, add your dispositions, and then 2 bubbles off of each 5 dispositions, so giving you 10 to represent with a graphic So you should have a total of 11, including your self-image. And remember to include your notes to explain your disposition choice. When we talk about portfolios, just remember how this is going to impact your students and how this is going to benefit them in the future. Just like you all are doing this portfolio for this class, it is to your benefit later when you become a teacher so that you have the tools to reflect back that you looked at and you worked on, and also just so that you have a better understanding of how you can create them in class. Make sure you submit the following items and we'll be going on to Unit 4.